What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy, and welcome to my first vlog. Wasn't really sure I'd be doing this kind of thing, didn't see myself as the kind of person to really do much vlogging, but over the past few years I've gotten a lot of suggestions to start a journal, so I started doing that back in like October or something, and then I got to talking with somebody else about the journaling that I was doing, and they suggested doing a video journal. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm gonna go through the effort of making a video out of it, why not put it online or something like that, you know? So since this is my first video, I figure I should do a little bit of an intro on me. I'm gonna do some like rapid fire quick facts about me. We'll see how many I can fit into a minute, and go. I am 25, single, grew up in Pennsylvania, currently living in Texas. Graduated from college with a bachelor's degree in Christian ministries with a youth concentration, so I really am hoping to do a lot of work with teenagers and stuff, basically. Let's see here. Favorite activities are video games and sports, like recreational kind of sports, just for fun. I'm not real into the competitive aspect of that. And also, I like just kind of hanging out with my friends and having general random fun. Favorite food is pizza. Favorite color is red. A little bit about my family. I have 3 sisters. One's older, 2 are younger. My extended family, I'd say, is fairly average size. It's not huge, but it's a little difficult to fit us all in the same room if we get together for a major family gathering. And one last big thing I think you should know about me. I am a Christian. I'm very much a Christian. But I'm an interesting breed of Christian, you might say. Let's put it this way. My mom was raised Baptist, my dad was raised Catholic. Figure out how that mixes together. Since I've been alive, at least, they've attended pretty much solely United Methodist churches, so I guess that's kind of the compromise they came up with between Catholic and Baptist. I don't know. Anyway, more about this vlog. I figure I'm going to try to do this on like a weekly basis, something like that. We'll see if that actually happens, but that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. Feel free to leave comments on stuff that I should talk about. I have some of my own ideas, but I'm sure my own brain will only keep me going in that department for so long. Since my job currently deals with a lot of students, kind of the main topic of this video, I figure, would be something that kind of relates to that. I was having a conversation pretty recently with one of the students about college and career stuff, and just trying to plan that, like how do you know, figure out what you should pursue for a career. And yeah, pretty difficult question to answer. But in that process, I just kind of came to the realization that, you know, our societal expectations, especially in America, are not exactly the most helpful sometimes when it comes to planning for college and career, because we basically have to try and figure life out before we're even technically adults. By the time we're teenagers, we're supposed to be trying to figure out what we want to do for the rest of our lives so that we can go to college and learn more about that kind of work. And then, you know, once we're done with college or maybe graduate stuff, then we go off into the world and try to live out our dream job in a sense. And the reason that's not helpful is because that very rarely happens, especially early on in someone's career. Like, for me, I studied ministry in college, and while I'm certainly doing some ministry work, this isn't exactly what I had thought of when I, you know, studied it in college. And I have nothing against my current job. It's a great job, and it's certainly related to what I want to do. But my point is, a lot of people don't really end up where they want to be very early on in their careers. And it's not that they're doing anything wrong, it's just, you know, life happens, you know? I don't think there's really any better way to explain that. Just various circumstances come up, and, you know, like, people will move, or pay off debts, or in a lot of cases, both. You know, kind of that mindset that we have on finding your dream job and living out for your entire life, the stuff that you really enjoy and turning that into your work, it just doesn't really help when you're in that early phase of still figuring out your life and not necessarily working in that field that you really wanted to work in. So I guess my main point is, if you're in that situation where you're not working in the field you wanted to, or you don't necessarily have your dream job lined up, or even if you don't necessarily have big plans or have everything figured out for how you're going to get to that point, just don't be discouraged. I mean, there's nothing wrong with where you are right now. Usually there's a reason for it. I mean, a lot of times people will ultimately get into one particular kind of job and their previous experiences wound up really helping them when they got there. That was just kind of the big point I wanted to make. Feel free to comment your own thoughts on that. And again, any suggestions you have for future videos, things for me to talk about, I welcome all those. Hopefully I will be back next week, and if that's the case, then I will see you all then. Later.